Student, today we will discuss about the French Revolution, a great change which brought in the Europe. In this chapter, I will explain you the political and the social cause for the French Revolution. As you go with the first paragraph, here it says the French Revolution of 1789 is an important landmark in the history of Europe. Of course, earlier there was no it was not a democratic kind of a rule earlier in the Europe. It was a despotic rule, king's rule. So that time it was a monarchic rule which people were fed up. They had no republic form of government, no choices, no leadership of their choice. And that time the king had a very dictatorship of a rule. So that's why there was a revolution to throw these kings and have a different kind of a government. So this is what in 1789 it happened with the French Revolution. Earlier it was not there. So it was the first great uprising of the people against the autocracy of a ruler. So what is that I said earlier, that autocracy is the king's rule. So against this ruler there was a revolution. There was a mass against these mass got against the kings, and that is what here it is called revolution. When people in the form of mass go against the form of a system, that is called a revolution. They want to make a change. So these revolution brought a great change of liberty, equality and fraternity. These three word is very important because earlier they had no meaning in their life. Liberty like freedom, equality of being equal to the king, so there was nothing like that. Fraternity like brotherhood, so all these came only with the coming of the French Revolution. So basically when you will go through the chapter, you will read it, then you will come to know about it. So one thing you need to know, French Revolution, it happened in 1789. It was against the autocracy, king's rule and dictatorship. People were not happy with the rule of the king. The king led a very splendid life, luxurious life. They did not have any kind of a welfare work regarding the people, nothing to do. So only they had their own monarchic rule. So this is what the French Revolution, it happened in 1789. So you need to understand this revolution. They had a change from the dictatorship to the republic form of a government later. No, slowly it happened, not in a one or just a sequence. There was a series of change. So one thing you need to know, importance here, what is the importance of the French Revolution? It gave the idea of liberty, equality and fraternity to the world. So earlier the people had no belief in this world. So not only in the France but to the other part of the Europe also, this French Revolution give these ideas. People, the nearby nation, the neighbor country also got in touch with all these words. People came to know that it happened in France, so it can happen in the other part of the country, other part of the world also, as India was inspired. So this is how the this word liberty, equality and fraternity means. Fraternity means brotherhood. Equality means the equality in terms of the people, that all are equal in terms of law. Now, when you come to the political cause of the French Revolution, so the king earlier were known as Louis. Okay, so as we call here in the king as Raja Maharaja or the different name. So in the France, the kings were known by the Louis. So when you will go to in your book, it is given by Louis 16. The name has been mentioned Louis 16. But earlier two king Louis 14 and 15, during that time also the France had a very despotic rule. That means they were a very despot ruler, aristocrat ruler, means to say very dictatorship kind of a rule. Whatever they wanted, that was a deadline. So nothing was for the welfare of the people. Splendor life, luxurious life, this is what they have done. Nothing for the welfare and the goodness of the country. So they were the despot, and during the time of Louis 16 the thing got worsened. Okay, so earlier these two kings were earlier before the Louis 16. So that time they have used the treasury money for their life, not for the people. So when they were in the power, France participated in many wars which led to the debt. So during these when they were in the power, France participated in the American Revolution. Okay, the American fight for the freedom. So that time France gave participated. So when they participated, they had to use their money for the fight, also for the battle. So warfare, they need a huge money. So when they fought the battle, internally the France came in the debt, you understand now. There was no money, they had to manage the money from outside. So the money was no more for the welfare work there in the France. Number two, you can understand the kings were not good administrator. So they had nothing to do with the welfare of the people, welfare of the country, the development of the country, but only with their the living standard, only with their need and demand should be fulfilled. So all whatever the money was left, that was used for themselves. So they led very splendid splendor and the luxurious life only. They were absolute monarch having feudal society. Do you know the meaning of feudal society? It was a type of a bondage in which the nobility, the king used to give the land to the nobles. Okay, and these nobles in hence had to give the petty farmers and all. They had a series of nobles under them. Okay, so there was not only one noble. Under the noble there were small nobles, knights, and the a similar type of a post given. So ultimately these lands the noble can't do anything, so they will give this land to the workers for agriculture. So such kind of a bondage was there. So no one can be can run away from that kind of a bondage. They had the certain contract tied with the king, they cannot run away. Now in the time of the crisis, King Louis XVI, so when King Louis XVI was when he was ruling, the situation became worse. The condition of the France was very much difficult one. There was no money left in the treasury. People were now very much upset with the king. The life standard, the queen was losing. The King Marie Antoinette was the queen of the Louis XVI, and she was blamed for the squandering wasting money. That means the treasury almost was empty because of this king and queen. So people got very much upset and they wanted a change. They wanted to revolt against such a corrupt life which was going on. So when these kings were having no concern with the people what is going in the administration, the administration got corrupt. The people who, the nobles, all the bureaucracy, now they were doing what they wanted. Now the king had nothing to do with them. So what happened, those nobles and the people as officers, they were doing of their own. So this is what happened, the ultimate administration got corrupt and the bureaucracy was very much troublesome. So in that condition also again the common people were suffering. So this is what your king and the nobles were enjoying, but the lower class, the people, the common people were suffering a lot. So this is a political condition where the all the head were responsible for the cause of the revolution. When you come to the socio-economic factor, the class is divided into three. The France society is divided into three class. First class is your clergy, bishop, priest, in which these people were enjoyed the first class and had all the privileges. They don't have any kind of tax to be given. They had nothing to give but only to take. Second class was nobility and aristocrat, that means king's family and the nobles under them who were working for the king. So this is the second class and they had all the important position and offices in the French administration. Led to the life of luxury, so they had nothing to do with the welfare work. They were just taking the taxes and using that money for their luxurious life, and they had nothing to pay. No taxation was given by them. But the third class, as you will see, that belong to the common people, peasant, and that common people include here peasant, artisan, workers, and agricultural laborers. Apart from that, the rich middle class, the wealthy class, bourgeois, merchants, factory owner, etc., teachers, doctors were also the part of the third class. Though they had the money, these I'm talking about the rich middle class. Okay, so they were also in the third class only. Though they had the money, but they have to pay only the taxation, but they have nothing to speak, they can't make any change. So they were not having the class. So such kind of ethos were also there, bias were also there. So they were considered as a third class only to pay the taxation. So this is what the all the burdens were on the third class, nothing was there for the first and the second class. When you will see this chapter here in this paragraph regarding this, you can see the condition of the artisan, peasant, and workman was miserable. The peasant had to work for long hours and pay separate taxes to the crown, to the clergy, and to the nobility. So nobility here separately they have to give. The common people have to give to the crown, the king also, and to the church also. And apart from the church, they have to also give to the nobles who were just ruling over them. So this is how they have to pay. The common classes had to pay three places. After paying all these taxes, they hardly had enough money to feed themselves. So in that condition, the money is left. You can imagine what money must be left with them. So this made them very much got upset. The wealthy middle class led to pay heavy taxes and resented the privilege enjoyed by the aristocrat and higher clergy. That is the first two state. The people were often tortured for taxes. So if they were not able to give the taxes, they were tortured, they were killed, they were arrested and put in the Bastille. It is a state prison. So Bastille was the notable symbol of the oppression by the state. The workers, the peasant, and the middle class who suffered under the social and economic system wanted to change it. So this is what here given here very clearly. This third classes which belong to these kind of people, they wanted now a great change, and that change cannot be done like this only. So they had to come together to fight for. Beside that, one more thing is given, the influence of the philosopher. These people got inspired by the philosopher, the great people who used to speak regarding the condition. You can see the French philosopher like Voltaire, Rousseau, and Montesquieu inspired the people with the revolutionary idea of liberty and equality. So these people said that liberty and equality should be there. All people should be equal in terms of law. Why there is a bias again for the common people, and why the clergy is enjoying such a life? So such kind of ideas were given. Montesquieu rejected the theory of divine right of the king. So Montesquieu said that divine right, the right of the king as a super, is not at all accepted. So the people, he, that is why he said urge for the separation of power. So the king has not got the right from the god to rule. So we have to make a change. Rousseau in his book The Social Contract announced that sovereign power lay in popular will. And now in other words, Rousseau said the people's power, the people's belief, people's will also can make a change. So such kind of a change only can be a good government form of a rule. So this is what here I have discussed in this video regarding the causes for the French Revolution. Please read the chapter and go through it. Thank you.